It all starts here. You see how the desert winds begin to move these tiny grains of sand. Increasing air pressure differences accelerate wind speed.
Each particle begins to jump and roll, creating chain reactions across the desert floor.
As you can see behind me, when these air currents converge, they create a low pressure zone, triggering the formation of this sandstorm. Friction between air layers lifts more dust into the sky. Thermal differences and air currents spiral together to create a sandstorm core. It's not just wind in there. It's a localized singularity tearing itself apart. If we don't stop it now, the whole city is gone. This is incredible. The raw power of nature is truly unstoppable. The denser the dust inside the storm, the faster it spins, amplifying its power exponentially. We need to stop it before it rips the city apart. This is it. The storm's reached critical mass. I don't know how much longer these walls can hold before everything is buried. Fine dust is lofted higher than coarse grains, extending the storm's reach. These thermal gradients, the difference between the hot ground and the cooler air, are precisely what fuels vertical lift.
This movement is known as saltation. The grains are literally jumping, sliding, and creeping across the surface due to the wind.
This intersection is key. The opposing forces organize the airflow into these powerful vortices, intensifying the swirling dust. See how it speeds up towards the center? That's because angular momentum is conserved. The smaller the radius, the faster the spin. The anemometer confirms the localized wind shear. These turbulent eddies are forming right within the desert boundary layer. Watch the velocity spike. The wind is relentless out here. These storms don't just move sand, they migrate entire dune fields.
Fine dust is lofted higher than coarse grains, extending storm reach.
The wind causes the grains to collide, generating static electricity. That's the triboelectric effect, lighting up the dust from the ground up. Visibility is critical. We're past the safe navigation threshold now. I have to rely entirely on the suit's sensors to avoid impact.
By focusing the air currents, I can accelerate the localized winds, seeding these vortices almost instantly.
The map shows the downdraft zones. These descending air bursts are kicking up significant dust fronts right across the target area. See how the cold air rushes out from the storm? That outflow boundary is what's kicking up all this dust, creating the massive haboob you see approaching now. On the windward side, the storm hits hard. But come over the crest to the leeward side, and you've got perfect shelter. See these tiny particles. The finer ones can bypass your body's defenses and penetrate deep into your lungs. Bet you didn't know that desert dust can travel across entire oceans, affecting distant climates thousands of miles away. As the air clears from radiative cooling, you can see the heavier grains begin to settle. This is a perfect example of long-range deposition. After a major sandstorm, the finest dust particles can travel thousands of miles. Mineral dust can deliver nutrients that influence distant ecosystems. When we examine the localized dust from this traffic, it's clear that land use changes like this can seriously amplify storm sources down the line. These adaptations, like the waxy coating, are crucial. They reduce abrasion from sand and prevent moisture loss during storms. These early warning systems are crucial. They show the wind forecasts and severe dust alerts, helping communities prepare before the storm hits. First, ensure you have sealed goggles and a mask or face wrap. Next, choose your shelter wisely for protection. See that haze? That's how sandstorms form. And understanding them, having that knowledge, is ultimately what keeps us safe.